Hey, thank you for taking your time to learn more about workplace happiness. Workplace happiness presentations, they educate, they train, they inspire with brain training tools that promote the power of positivity. Studies show companies who promote higher levels of positivity have happier cultures, which means more productivity and higher results. In over the 6 years of presenting brain training tools, I have found people's lives are filled with intense stresses, disappointments, and frustrations, all wrapped up into some major fatigue. It's affecting their health, their relationships, and their workplace. There are many studies now that are backing that research up. So much as in the 1997, there was a very, very well-known insurance company, and they started paying attention to their sales folks and who had the most policies and why did they have more policies and they could double their policies. And as they continued to research and educate, they understood that the results of the agents that had the higher EQ, they're the ones that had more policies. They were selling more. Okay, so Dale Carnegie, he talks about 85% is your personal development in your success. You know, you've heard it, I've said it, you've said it, I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know what to do next. I don't have time to be doing all this. I am so stressed out. You know what? Words like this are actually draining for the brain and our energy systems. So when I learned I could change my thoughts and my emotions, holy cow, you know, learning how to increase your happiness is a skill. Yes, you can learn how to manage your mind to generate more happiness and become more profitable. Our mindset, it does matter. The brain itself does not know good or bad. Research has now found that the brain is actually what they call neuroplasticity. They used to think your brain could not change at all. But that research knew is that your brain can change, and it's like plastic and it's molding. So this is so cool for me because I used to believe I was like dumber than a box of rocks. Like there was not a word on the planet that could describe how stupid I was, and I would always stay that way. So when I started paying attention to what was going on in my head and then what it would trigger, and then how my actions were, and then how I was able to produce results. Because in my world, my bio was negative, 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 negative. And that everybody else on the planet had perfect lives and they were happy. So I learned that I could actually make a difference and change.
I loved her idea that we have the power to control what's happening in our lives. We can make things positive, and if we are feeling bad about things that are going on, we have the tools within us to change our thoughts and change our actions. And I think that's such a powerful tool, and I'm excited to use it in my life and to take it back to my school.
Our brain has two functions. It wants to keep us alive, and it wants to keep us safe. And so if you are like, it will literally trigger you if you go and do something that may be uncomfortable, and it's going to tell you, oh my gosh, you're going to die. You're not going to die if you don't talk to that person. You're not going to die if you don't get that cell. You're not going to die. But there's a trigger that says, that's not safe. You're going to die. And it literally goes crazy. And so you've got to hone it. You've got to educate your own brain. And you've got to come back. One of the big problems I see working with organizations is that we don't know how to debug our brains of the negativity that is naturally there. Harvard Business Review actually shares that on average, we have nearly 48,000 negative thoughts in a day. We're actually hardwired for negativity. You know, I found that most of us don't know this. This is disturbing to me because as a single mom, I was the mom on welfare. 3 tiny babies, ex-husband in prison. There was not a lot of happiness in my life. Lots of stress, major disappointments, and a lot of frustrations. You know, I did suffer with depression and anxiety. I had hopelessness, hopeless thoughts, hopeless emotions, and it did show up in my actions. When things were so bad, I actually tried to take my own life. With stress and distractions in general, then adding to a workload, our thoughts are triggered and they create those negative emotions. Then our actions produce negative results. And in some cases, those results are detrimental. So when we start understanding what's going on in the brain, we can elevate ourselves to new levels and live with purpose. We get more happiness. We get more hope by understanding what's going on in the brain. When I present to executives and their teams, skills are taught. They are learning about the brain. They learn the how to and the what to do next. They are very clear action steps that, when implemented, produce great results. It's a whole new world for them.
Hi, I'm Ronnalee Haywood, and I just attended Stacie Harris's class on living with joy and purpose, and I just loved it. She has such a fun way, and any group would enjoy this. There were so many ladies here that just loved it, and they said, I needed to hear that today.
This was not the kind of class I expected to see here, and it was awesome. Like, I think it was such a good break from what we were learning about, all the how-tos, to stop and do an emotional check-in with yourself, and you're good enough. You're good enough to be able to evaluate this. So anyway, I love that. I love that from her class, but it wasn't, as much as it kind of went heavy like that, it also was fun and enlightening, and she took us to a great place.
I do feel it's a responsibility to organizations to educate them, to train them, actually give them the means to change, not just the information. I think it's so important that the message is conveyed in a way that it keeps people's brains in check. Because when you understand how your brain works, you're able to manage large levels of pressure better. We've all got it. But bringing happiness into your life and into your workplace, that's what matters.